Okay, I wasn't expecting this. This one got me right off the start. Wake me when Luigi is president in 2028. He's the most beloved man on the planet right now. There is nobody who loves anything more than the people love Luigi Mangione right now. The love for Donald Trump is being eclipsed. The MAGA love for the top MAGA dog, DJT, eclipsed by the country's love for Luigi Mangione. They just love him. And the government and the authorities are just making it worse. They are just making it worse. Listen, before we start the show, comment right now. What are you tipping and who are you tipping for the holidays? Garbage man? Post office person, right? The mailman, mail woman, mail carrier. What are you tipping? Because we got to talk about tipping. I don't know what I'm tipping, how much you tipping, how much are you tipping, and who are you tipping? Let me know. Comment right now. That's the comment of the episode. That's all I want to know. You can tell me about the other things, but I want to know who you tipping, how much you tipping them. We got a drone update here in the tri-state area. Luigi Mangione, future president, and Diddy. We're going to discuss the Justin Timberlake rumor apparently very true. Appears to be true. Hawk Tuah girls missing. We got a hot dog debate. Party City's going bye-bye. The Superman trailer, perhaps another assorted topic and such. All that and more, my friends, coming up on this episode. I don't know who I'm tipping and how much I'm tipping. I'll tell you why this story has come up, because I saw somebody tip. Well, all right, I'll hold it. We'll put it in the other assorted topics and such. Let's get things going with the drone update. Of course, thank God we have Bethany Frankel to keep us updated here. She's the best journalist that we have in the business today. But this coming out just earlier this afternoon, the FAA has issued a ban on drone operations in dozens of areas of New Jersey and New York until mid-January, unless operators are granted special permission from the government due to special security reasons. I mean, this drone thing has gotten out of control. The drones are up there. They're looking for the missing weapon. Now, other people are putting their drones up there to see what's going on. I can't take all the people on Long Island that are like outside going, I see a drone, I see a drone. It's a plane. It's a plane. I know they look very, very similar. I know everybody in Ronkonkoma wants to go viral. I understand this. Islip and Hauppauge and all these terrible places that we have with just the awful names that nobody outside of Long Island can pronounce. And they all want 5 minutes of fame, but stop filming planes in the night and go, I think it's the drone. I see the drone. I see it. You see that? Did you see that? What's that light over there? Oh, that's the moon. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought we found something, Billy. It's always fucking Billy and Tommy and Joey hanging out, filming shit. But I got news for you. The aliens, they ain't coming here. Okay? They've got a special X put over Hauppauge. All right, so they don't wind up getting knocked off course and having to deal with Long Island people. Believe you me, this is the last place they want to be. The absolute last place that they want to be. Jersey, on the other hand, I like Jersey because if they crash some things or fuck some shit up, it's Jersey. It's not that big of a deal. We got insurance. You know what I'm saying? We could lose Jersey. We could afford to lose a couple of towns in Jersey and not blink an eye. It's going to be fine. But they got to put a stop to this now because people are putting stuff up in the air. You know, everybody thinks they're going to catch the drone or the this and that. Okay, I will say this. I've seen a couple of videos where it looks like one drone is shooting down another drone. Have you seen those yet? Let me know in the comments. Those are a little alarming. I'm over the drone thing. I'm passing it. I get it. We lost a nuclear weapon. They're trying to find it. It's alarming enough. I'm scared about the whole thing. But I can't take Joey, Vinny, and Carmine in the backyard going, I think that's never mind. It's a reflection off that mirror that's been on my lawn for 4 years off of the light, the street light. Never mind. I can't take it anymore. But those videos where you could literally see one thing shooting at another, I'm like a little like, I don't know. Here's the other part of this too. I just don't know what's real and what's not real anymore. I mean, the video editing on some of these people and the AI stuff that they're using is damn near crazy. So it gets really, you can get sucked down these things very, very quickly. But yes, we learned from Bethany Frankel. We pretty much know the government knows what these drones are. They're most likely looking for some sort of nuclear weapon that was lost or perhaps smuggled into the country. It's very dangerous. It's very scary. Nobody seems to be worried. Everybody's doing their Christmas shopping like nothing's going to happen because you're not going to sit at home and worry about these kinds of things. If you're going to get blown up, you're going to get blown up. What are you going to do? Just lean into it. I think that's what you're supposed to do with a nuclear blast. Running is a kind of even more scary because it's going to catch you anyway. Just lean into it. It's like a big, huge wave at the beach. Sometimes it's better to just dive right in rather than try and escape, and then you're just tumbling all around looking like an asshole, right? So keep that in mind. But yeah, the little shooting videos, I'm like, how did they do that? I don't know how they did that one. That one seems a little sus, as the kids say. Wait, I think I have one. Hold on, let me pull this up for you guys. Okay, yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. I didn't think I saved this one, but I do have it. Let me pull it up on the screen for everybody in the live chat. What's up, all my peeps in the live chat? People are going crazy with the Christmas shopping, by the way. Have you noticed this? It's like out of control. I was running around running some errands, and yeah, it's kind of nutty how, I don't know, everybody's just like everybody's out doing their last minute shopping. Okay, this is unidentified phenomenon 3 days ago on the Ticker Talks.
So we got this crazy video. This was recorded at Hamilton Lake in New Jersey last night. So watch, you can see orbs.
Did you see that? Okay, so here they go. The orbs, they're like, it looks like one's coming out of the other one, and then all of a sudden one
seems to be shooting orbs
down and gives it a little.
It is shot down and explodes.
Watch this.
I don't know what shoots it down, but
it's coming up.
This is wild. I mean, I really don't know what's going on here. Every video
looks like it's releasing a million orbs.
Boom.
Lit it up.
It's hanging there.
Lit it up.
Slow-mo.
What the hell happens there? I don't even know if any of this is real. I mean, how could you tell if any of this is real? It's all like pixelated footage and shit like that. It's who could tell? I have no idea, but that kind of that's not, I saw 2 or 3 other ones of those where it was clearly distinctly different videos, Oh, Raven's getting her wrapping done. See? I'm so far behind. We're so far behind. It's kind of crazy. We're literally going out tomorrow to go shopping. Cuddles and I to finish the shopping tomorrow. That feels like we are way late to the game. There's no worse feeling than like just not having your shit together going into the holiday season. Paul says Frank is AWOL. I can honestly tell you that I have no idea where Frank is. None whatsoever. I got sorry about Wednesday. Looking forward to Friday, and now nothing. Frank has never not been like, hey, I'm not going to make it or whatever. No idea where Frank is. No idea if the drones got him or not. I can speculate. More often than not, it's probably a feminine cocktail that's got him. That's usually what happens in these situations. But we'll have to wait and see. If he's sick, he always usually, lets me know. Also, if he decides to go on a cruise, I usually get a heads up on the cruise too. The 1 or 2 times he's ever just gone totally MIA, it's basically been because he got hammered and passed out. So I'm assuming that's what it is, but we'll see. He knows the time, so If Frankie C pops in, he pops in. We'll have him. We're always lucky to have him. J Sabs as well. That's the drone update. No flying with the FAA here. Jersey City, Bayonne, Metuchen, Elizabeth, Edison, Hamilton, Camden, and Hancock's Bridge. Not Asbury Park, where my family is. So they're still at a big risk here. So we'll see. They have to fend for themselves. Tough shit, family. Figure it out on your own. Luigi Mangione could be joining Sam Bankman-Fried and Diddy in a 15-person jail unit coming up in the next few days, according to Business Insider, who I don't love. Not exactly the stone cold source of news, basically, but Mangione, 26, according to Business Insider, probably will find his way once he's released from solitary confinement to this special 15-man protective custody unit inside the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Of course, that's where Epstein was as well. We'll have to see, but right now he is in solitary confinement. So I guess, I don't know. I don't know why they do that. Let them go to solitary confinement first. I'm not entirely sure. I will say, I don't know if you were around earlier, but this afternoon it was like breaking news everywhere. They literally flew the guy from Pennsylvania to Long Island, and then they helicoptered him from Long Island to Manhattan. So he basically got like star treatment. I mean, nobody ever gets flown on a private jet into that the NYPD paid for into Long Island, then grab a chopper. I mean, that chopper alone from Long Island to New York City is probably like a $5,000, $5,000 a seat, maybe 2,500 a seat, something like that. Just crazy exorbitant measures taken. And then the friggin' mayor was there, the NYPD commissioner was there. This was such a high profile thing. And this is why I love the New York City mayor, Mayor Adams, right now. He is like, I'm just going to go viral. He's like, I'm just going to go like, hey, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there. Like, people get arrested for murder in New York City every day. The mayor doesn't show up. I understand this is a bit of a special case, but myself, along with the rest of the media and basically everybody who has a Twitter account who could share an opinion, was like, well, they're making this is a big deal. This is like a huge perp walk. They landed him out there on the helicopter pad, and then they walked him out, and there was like tons of agents around. And it was kind of crazy. And the two things I thought, I'm like, one, this guy is way too exposed. They're almost like setting it up. It almost looked like they were setting him up to get popped, because the way they had all those guards around, and there's just huge buildings. I mean, there's no possible way it could have happened. But again, in the post-Kennedy assassination world, Lee Harvey, all that stuff, you see that perp walk. You always kind of envision that perp getting hit. And that's the one thing I thought. Then the next thing I thought was, is that the mayor walking behind him? This is crazy. This is actually crazy. It was like a processional. Thank you, Rob. It looked ridiculous, didn't it? It looked ridiculous. It was crazy. It looked like something out of a movie. There were 50 agents with machine guns like all around him. I'm like, what is this? What are they doing? It's like they're making a bigger spectacle out of it than it actually is. But it got picked up and was like everywhere. I mean, it's really a lead trending story. I mean, we had a government shutdown pending, and everybody was like, whatever. What's going on with Luigi? Because, I want to make sure, him and his perfect abs are okay tonight. I mean, that was most of the women thinking that. So anyway, I don't know what I'm rooting for more. Something bad to happen to Luigi by Diddy, or the other way around. I feel like the other way around. Because no matter what. Oh, and that's the other part of the whole thing with because I saw Mayor Adams give a speech, and he was like, this is a big deal, and we're here to show our support and our force that you can't do this. I'm like, I can't really tell if they want to get in on the clout, if they were clout chasing by showing up, or if they're genuinely worried this is going to get out of control with people just assassinating CEOs and powerful people. And I feel like, honestly, it was a little of column A and a little of column B, probably a little more column A, clout chasing, But I feel like a little bit of column B as well too, where they're like, this actually could get out of hand if we don't show people how, forceful we can really be. They're not in the same jail yet, but it's a 15-person unit. That's exactly where Epstein was, and Diddy's there, and Sam Bankman-Fried is there. So they could potentially, he that's where he is. So they could potentially find themselves in the same 15-man unit, which would just be amazing. It would just be the most extraordinary celebrity, criminal area we've ever seen. I mean, I don't know what the Hollywood jails are like, but usually when they arrest celebrities over there, they're kind of in and out pretty quickly. You know what I mean? That would just be crazy. And the weird thing is, I know you're like, well, Luigi's not really a celebrity. He is now. He really, really is now. They found all these, manifestos and notes in his notebook and his personal belongings. And he actually said he was going to whack the CEO, which I don't really appreciate. I'm an Italian American. Nobody's ever said the word whack in a non-ironic way. You know what I mean? Like everybody, nobody really says that. Clipped maybe, but not whacked. I have to stop here because what I hate more than anything in life is Italian people discussing mafia nomenclature as if there is any sort of book or authority on what's right and what's wrong. The only thing I hate slightly less of that, and then that is people talking about, is it sauce or gravy? Like, just shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. It was both in my house, just to clarify. Again, there's no book or authority there. Nobody's going to get arrested for saying either one. Nobody gets offended when you say either one. We don't give a shit. As long as you don't put too much onions in the sauce, Vinny, don't put too much onions. So, I can't be talking about this kind of a thing, but he did write whack in his little notepad on what he was going to do, which I always also find fascinating because you have these unbelievable, between serial killers and assassins, they go through all these crazy lengths to hide what they do and, get all prepared and everything. And then they go and write something down like they're going to forget. Like, what is that? I don't understand. You're such a genius that you could pull all this stuff off. What, you couldn't think to just burn the notebook? What the fuck? It's unbelievable. Let me see. I'm going to do this amazing thing. Let me start writing it down so it could be found afterwards. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Miss Justice or Robin, can you get Will a late pass? I can't have him getting in trouble. Let's just get him a hall pass or a late pass or some kind of pass. Would be great. I don't want him getting in trouble for that. He should. And by the way, he could have. He admitted it too. He could have just been quiet and started commenting, and probably a lot of us wouldn't have even noticed. He could have been like, I know this is my first comment of the episode, but I was here from the beginning. I swear. I just didn't feel like saying anything yet. I wanted to wait and see if Ant was losing his mind, and then I was going to jump in. He could have just easily went with that. Now this is good. Look at these passes coming. Look, Bird's writing. Look. You're good. All right, good. Will's good. Will's taken care of. You guys are the best in the business. Best mods in the biz. Yeah, the manifestos. Anything else with Luigi that we had to cover here? I don't think so. But I do think there's a genuine scare in government officials. There's another guy. All right, I know I should know this person. Nick Fuentes. He's like an influencer of some kind. Or a podcast host. Oh, God. Somebody came to his house to kill him. I don't know if you guys saw this too. Let me play this video for you here. I know we're jumping around a little bit. This is kind of other assorted topics and such. But I saw this just like a moment ago, and honestly, it kind of scared me because I thought, Jesus, dear Lord, it's Frank. I thought that's why Frank's not answering. He got arrested because he went to go kill this Dick Fuentes, and they caught him on videotape doing it. All right, let's go back over to the TikTok. Here we go. All right. So here's this guy, gets off a bike. Take a look here. He's just kind of like moseying on over. Right? He puts a crossbow down, and look he's got just a handgun in his hand. This is the most polite, murderous person I've ever seen. He rang the doorbell. It's kind of amazing. Thanks to the New York Post for posting this. And then he goes, "Yo, Nick." Try the side door, of course. Why not? He knocked. He knocked. It's kind of amazing when you're just like, can I come in and kill you, please? I don't know what this move is. He's like touching the, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. But it kind of looks like, I don't want to alarm anybody, mostly Frank's mom, who watches every episode religiously. Kind of looks like him, though. They get a little glimpse here at one point. Here, take a look. Look, he's got glasses. He's got glasses. I don't know if I could zoom. I don't think this zooms really. No, it does not. Could be Frank. I don't know. Could be the reason why he's not there. And I guess this Nick Fuentes is like, hey, this guy's trying to kill me. And most people are like, I don't even know who you are, dude. I don't even, cops are like, should we be protecting you? I'm not even sure what you're doing. And you some sort of an influencer. I feel like he's kind of an asshole guy. That's the impression I get off of him. But that, I mean, listen, even, I don't know what this is kind of a scary moment where he's just on this suburban street with a crossbow and a gun, and he just like lays it down and knocks on the door and rings the doorbell like it's no big deal. You know, just kind of waiting there with a gun. I don't, I'd like to think I could, defending myself, I think I could, kill somebody if push came to shove. But to just sit there so casually, like, wait for him to just knock on the thing is, can you? Oh, Nick, I got, I got stuff to do here. Can we get this over with? Can we get this murder assassination over with? Because, I got some shit happening. Are these just mentally unfit people who think they're just going to be getting away with this kind of thing? I don't really know. Also, I would love it if somebody tried to assassinate me. I mean, we could really ride that wave of publicity if we're being totally honest with one another. If I got a little assassination deal, that would be something else. Although I'll tell you, we had one guy once who was waiting for me at the radio station, like when I got to the station at like 5:45 in the morning, which is a miracle because I was always late. And that was alarming. It was something nice. When somebody does something nice, wait, is this a code word? Hold on a second. Are you really sending me an apple pie recipe, or is that about what I was just talking about? Let me know. Send it in the DM. Yeah, people are unhinged. Yeah, I'm totally kidding about that. I don't. Like I said, this guy came and he was like to do something, not like to drop off something. And it was like 5:45 in the morning, and I was like coming around the corner, and I like saw him, and I was like, oh, I shit myself. I was like, Jesus Christ! I acted cool, but I was like, my God, it was a little scary. It was a little scary. Sometimes people can be really nice, and that's a little alarming, Oh, geez. Well, don't rub it into everybody here. Miss Justice is enjoying a wonderful apple cobbler right now. God, what I wouldn't give for an apple cobbler. Sounds fucking delightful. What's the difference between an apple cobbler and a pie? Just shape? If it's round, it's a pie. If it's in that square dish, it's a cobbler? Because you're not going to convince me otherwise. If there's dough, cinnamon, and apple involved, it's just a different shaped apple pie. You cannot scam me, okay? Don't be sitting over here going, pay a little bit more for the cobbler, asshole. I'm not doing it. I'm not falling for it. That's all I'm going to say. Until we get a chef on here to clarify, I'm just going to assume that those are the same exact things. The Justin Timberlake rumors appear to be true. And you're probably wondering to yourself, Ant, are you talking about the small penis rumors? And yes, I am. I am talking about the small wee rumors, and take a look at this little wardrobe malfunction in the concert the other night. Full credit going over to Sunshine Sure. Sunshine Rose. Sunshine Rose on TikTok. Is this a fucking Sunshine's Ash Rose? Sunshine Ash Rose. On the last 12 seconds of all of our lives back. Anyway, she posted this. Thank you to her on TikTok. Go follow her. He's dropping. He drops down from the ceiling at one point in his concert, and he can't get the thing off, the little harness off, and he just pulls it all in his jock area, and it just reveals basically the smallest penis outline I have ever seen. Just the smallest penis outline. I don't know how he kept that box on his dick in that SNL skit. That was all props. It was all props, not him. If that was me, I would have kept it on myself, el natural. That's just the kind of performer that I am. But this Timberlake, there was like Britney Spears kind of alluded to he's got a small one, and now we all know. Now we all know what it is. You're right, Mercury. Lots of tape. They probably looked at that SNL budget at the end of the year and go, "Why do we spend so much of tape? How come there's so much? Look at the tape budget here." And like we had Timberlake's got no penis. We had to tape the box. It was dick. It was a hole. We went through 47 rolls just to keep the box on. Let's look at that. That's incriminating. That's very, very small. That is very, very small. Too small. That is too small. And he moves around a bit. I'm going to mute this because we don't need to hear. We don't need to. I mean, it's bad enough. We're talking about Justin Timberlake's penis on a Friday. Now we got to hear him sing too. That's torture nobody deserves. But take a look as he moves. Look at that. I mean, I feel bad because he tries to cover it with his little shirt there, but his shirt is as small as his penis. It's not long enough. Look at that little peen. He has just got the smallest wee-wee, and he can't look at it. It looks like a half a thumb. I mean, it looks like, it's just the tiniest. Now, listen, we could have a grower situation here, not a shower. I'm not one to shame another man. I really try not to do that, pot calling the kettle black kind of a situation here. Okay. But that being said, he did get arrested for drunk driving and then blew that off right here in our backyard. So fuck him. He deserves a little shit. But yeah, that's a bad. And I feel like we have a combination of just like uncomfortably large balls and just really tiny pep, that I think that's what we're dealing with, which is the worst, because it's one thing to have a small wee, and then it's another thing to just be, outshined by your testicles, which do nothing for anybody really. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's just, and there's no tuck there. Who said there? Maybe it's a tuck situation. There's no tuck. There is no. That's one tuck, and one no tuck. We are not in a tuck situation here. Christella, where's that Olympic guy? Yeah, remember that Olympic guy who took down a whole pole vault thing? Just crushed it, snapped it in half with his ween. Yeah. And do you remember fucking John Hamm? Remember John Hamm's dick outline? That would never went away. That was his John Hamm's dick outline was so big you had to scroll. You had to scroll up when somebody sent you the picture to see the whole thing. And this Timberlake has got this is the exact opposite penis. I'm almost about ready to apologize to the transgender community for continuing to call this a penis. I think we should call it a just oversized vagina. That's how small this penis is. Where does the small penis stop and the large labia begin? I don't know. Could be shrinkage. He was in the pool. I was in the pool just before I got dropped in. I was in the pool. It could be a grower. Listen, it could be a grower situation. It could. It could. I just don't think it is. And here's the thing. If this was an isolated incident, okay, I could forgive it. I could write it off if this was an isolated incident. But you put this together with the Britney Spears chapter in the book, and I'm sorry, my friends, but we have what I like to call a hypothesis. You know what I'm saying? That's a hypothesis. Now we're investigating. We get one more of these sightings from Justin Timberlake, and it's over. I'm ready to call it. I'm ready to call it right now because I really have nothing to lose. But I'm just gonna let Bird's comment lie. I'm just gonna let it lie there. Sometimes you just, when when teams win a championship and then the commentators just shut the fuck up. This is the moment we're in right now. Just enjoy the Bird comment, and I'll just be quiet here in the background. Let the moment speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Somebody out there is like, he said he was going to be quiet. He didn't fucking talk to the whole fucking thing. That's pretty funny. That's really funny. If you're listening, you're going to have to just go watch the video. Where are we? 31 minutes in. I'll help you out. 31 minutes in. That explains a lot about Justin. He's not rushing into any cockfights anytime soon. Third night of celebrating Leisha's birthday in a row. That's what I'm talking about. J Sabs would be thrilled. She would be proud that you're living the J Sabs life. That's unbelievable. Are you calling your significant other roommate? Because then that'll be just about everything. That'll just be about everything. That's not really a penis. It's an outie. I like that. I like that a lot. Look at this. My roommate, 6'7", 220, total grower. Just saying. All right. That's good to know. That is good to know. What? That's 6'7", 220? I feel like he's got like my arm in between his legs there. Be careful, Alicia. I don't want you getting hurt. It's kind of a big deal. Birthday weekend extravaganza. A lot of happy birthday wishes coming in. Let's get TD. Let's get TD a late pass, the same one we got. Will. Let me make sure we get that in there. Make sure that happens. Also, gotta say, if it's too big, there may not be enough blood for it. Makes him a bad lover. Yeah, I think Justin Timberlake is a 35-second guy. I think he's in and out. Looks like a fupa. Jesus. Okay. All right, now we have to stop. Congratulations, Cristelli. We reached the end. We're not beating fupa. That's it. We'll move on to Hawk Tuah. You end at fupa, you go to Hawk Tuah. That's the rule. Hawk Tuah, we didn't talk about this when we were on vacation, but she dropped a meme coin. Like she's getting into the Bitcoin, the crypto space, and she dropped a meme coin, and like everybody was calling it a scam. She got called out for it shortly thereafter. She just left the internet, and nobody has seen hide nor hair of her since. So I think the Hawk Tuah run must have come to an end because that's it. She was accused. It's like insider trading. It's like when they make a meme coin, they can like hold some back and then they wind up selling it and then they make all the money. So you introduce it at one price and it starts selling for another. Then you throw it through. They said people accused them, the Hawk Tuah camp, of like scamming, making like just millions of dollars in an afternoon off of her fans. And how I feel about it is, if you're a fan of Hawk Tuah and dumb enough to buy her coin, you deserve to be scammed. I am sorry. I know we have to protect the weaker of the species, but in this particular case, I feel like lesson learned, everybody. Don't blame Hawk Tuah. Let's look in the mirror a little bit. It's time to look in the mirror, America. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just who's buying a Hawk Tuah meme coin? Who thinks that's a solid investment? They made millions. Then they called her out, and she tried to defend it, and then that was it. She just disappeared, and we have not seen hide nor hair of her. So Hawk Tuah, we barely knew you. It was a good run. You only get one of those big, huge explosions. I don't see how you come back from scamming your own fans out of money. That seems like a little crazy to me. Also seems crazy that Hawk Tuah would even have fans, but apparently she was like very sweet. I never listened to a second of that podcast. I don't even think I saw a clip anywhere, but supposedly people were like really starting to like get into her, like that she had a nice way about her. That's what they were saying. But starting a meme coin and allowing the people who trust you to just get taken like that, you deserve that kind of shit. You just deserve that kind of shit. Okay. Here's a debate question. We should save this for a Frankie C episode because he would just be great at this conversation. Is a hot dog a sandwich? People have talked about this before. This is not a new idea or new premise. Is a hot dog a sandwich? But on TikTok, this guy, Lil Snap, you could follow him at lilsnap.official. I don't know if Lil Snap is a rapper or something. It sounds like, I think Lil is like that's kind of like how if it's DR, oh, that's a doctor. If you have Lil, you're a hip hop artist right away. I don't think Lil Snap is a chiropractor, although if he was, that'd be awesome. Snap would be a good name for like a cutting edge, hip hoppy chiropractor kind of a guy. So going out on a ledge, assuming Lil Snap is a rapper, he put this on TikTok, which captivated me, and I thought, wow, it's a good point, and I want to introduce it widely to the audience for your consideration. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Listen to what Lil Snap has to say.
A hot dog is not a sandwich. Why not? Because a hot dog without a bun is still a hot dog.
You can tell he crushed in the car that he was in at the time. That was a good reaction. That crushed. A hot dog is not a sandwich because a hot dog without the bun is still a hot dog. I heard that and I was like, how can you argue with that logic? Ham outside of you lose the bread. It's not a ham sandwich. Do you know what I'm saying? When you ask for a hot dog, nobody just hands you the hot dog without a bun. You get the bun and the hot dog together. You remove the bun and you say, what is this? And it's still a hot dog. It's still a hot dog. Are we having bad weather? Is that why usually everybody comes in and out, but everybody is admitting to being late. I don't know what's happening, but we're handing out we're going to start running out of late passes. To be honest with you, we are literally running out of these late passes. I don't know if Bird and Miss Justice has anymore. Answer that question. One more. All right, good. All right, Robin's got you checked in, Kaylin. You're good. I don't have an argument for that, and I do enjoy a good, jolly argument. Like a cup of eggnog. I love it when it's happening, and then afterwards, I'm like, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have done half of what I did just now. That's kind of crazy. Said the same to my husband. Oh. Wait, you were talking to Christella, not me. I'm sorry. I butted in on your conversation. Let me get out of the way. What did Christella say now? I'm fucking curious. A hamburger without a bun is still a hamburger. Christella has entered the chat. A hamburger without a bun is still a hamburger. That is true. That's very, very true. And if you pointed to it, you would say, yeah, don't overcook my hamburger. Let me think about this. That's very intelligent. I didn't think about that. Is a hamburger not a sandwich? It's true that a burger is a burger. Everything else is like you could just say hamburger or burger, you know? Oh, hold on. Wait, stop. Good. This Paul's saying something better than what I was going to say anyway. Is it a burger or is it a patty? That's interesting because my son is a pain in the ass and he only likes cheese, the bun, and the patty. And when I order his cheeseburgers that way, I have to say that. Because if you go nothing on it or something like, sometimes you say nothing on it and then you literally just get like you just get like the patty. But I have to say bun, cheese, and patty. I think Paul has just crushed the theory that was just crushing the other theory, the first one that started all this just now. That is a burger patty. Perhaps we call it a hamburger for short, but it's interesting. If you can say that's the burger, that's the hamburger patty, right? Look at this. Paul has Miss Justice agreeing. That's two countries, United States and Canada, coming together to make this happen. That's not the case with a hot dog. You don't say that's a hot dog. Sausage. Wait a second now. Wait a second. Hot dog link? Sausage link. We don't really say hot dog link, do we? This is tough. This is not easy to play both the Frank and the Anthony part at the same time, but I think I'm doing okay with it. You can say cheeseburger plain, no condiments on the burger. I guess I could. I ordered it. I said cheeseburger once with nothing on it, and then I literally just got like the cheese and the burger together, or I just got the burger patty, I think. I guess that could be a way to say it too. But I also feel like saying no condiments on the burger is like I don't know. I'll sound stupid. But I guess explaining the three elements of the burger is also kind of stupid sounding too. Burger patty. I think Paul's cracked this so far. We could call it a wiener, but that's just another name for it. Burger, hamburger, that's just, Frankfurter, those are all, that's interchangeable. That is technically a hamburger patty. I don't know if here's the other thing too. I don't know if you noticed this restaurant's starting to do this. They go handhelds. They go, here's our handhelds. Because I think they're worried about calling it a sandwich, and then they got the burger in the sandwich section, and now all of a sudden they go, well, let's just call it handhelds. It's kind of handhelds on a menu is the happy holidays of menus. It's like, I don't know if they're Jewish or Christian or Muslim or whatever, so we'll just call it handhelds. We'll just say happy holidays and just be fucking done with it. I can't even, I don't want to be out there going, happy Hanukkah, and people are raising their hands, go, I'm not Jewish. And then you got to go, all right, well, what are, you just go happy holidays, you end the whole thing. Handhelds is the happy holidays of the modern day restaurant menu. They just gave up and go, fucking, I don't know, handhelds. If you got to eat it with your hands, it's there. Now, the only question is how long are we going to go until nachos and shit like that starts making it into the handheld section, because you're eating that with your hand too. And that is in no way a sandwich. Quick poll right now in the live chat in the comments below, and answer me honestly. How much more points does a restaurant get once it has a big, huge pretzel on the appetizer menu? Be honest. What does it go up in your on your eyes? A point and a half? I think you could gain 1.5 stars on a restaurant with just one of those big fucking pretzels on the appetizer menu. You ever go and you have a meal and it's kind of like, yeah, that wasn't that great, but the pretzel was good. Remember the pretzel in the beginning? That was great. If you're deciding between two restaurants and one of them has an oversized pretzel that they have to literally hang from something, that they bring a whole hangman contraption to the table and they plop it down and there's just your pretzel's just dangling, it just makes everybody happy. You're instantly like, this was a good idea. We got the pretzel for the table hanging and everybody, look at how happy everybody is. But you do have those moments too where you're like, Cindy took the big fat wide part and just gave me the little skinny shitty part. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Also, I have a lot of polls on this episode, but this is important. What is the best part of a pretzel? You know, those big, huge, warm pretzels. Is it the top thin part, which is a little crunchier? Is it the bottom fat, doughier part? Or is it the middle, Brady part? If you didn't know what Brady is, I hope this helps those in the audience that like sign language. Is this how you sign? Is this, do people who can't hear go, oh, he's talking about pretzels? That's the international sign language sign. I feel like I'm going to get kicked out of the country for just trying bad sign language. I like the braid. I think the braid is the undisputed champion because you can get a little crunch in there at the top of the braid. And then you also get the little fat, doughy part down on the bottom. Sarah loves the Brady section. See? Very, very Brady. In Disney. I don't really see this in a lot of other places. They found a way to put in somebody, I think Mickey or perhaps Walt, somebody with just a lot of intelligence. They have this thing where they put cream cheese in the middle of one of those pretzels. So the cream cheese gets all warm and gooey on the inside. Oh my God. Oh my God. So fucking good. Think you just called your wife gay, Aunt? What? Oh, is that what this means? My wife is gay? Maybe, I don't know. I hope I didn't signal like an alien to come down here. I don't know why I keep wiggling my fingers. That feels like it feels inappropriate, doesn't it? This doesn't mean nothing, but just go like this is like, okay, this feels weird. Doesn't that feel weird? Oh, I wouldn't do for a pretzel right now. Oh my God. I have the worst craving for a pretzel and an apple cobbler, not an apple pie. Miss Justice, did I see before that you said the difference is crumbles? That seems not right. Because what's the apple pie with the crumbles on top? Like it's like an apple crumb? Apple crumb. That's an apple crumb. That's not, like a stuffed crust pizza. I'm surprised no regular pizzerias have tried to jump on board with the stuffed crust thing. You don't really see that a lot. They're all out there trying to make chicken parm with vodka sauce, like acting like that's a big deal. But nobody's really jumping in on the whole fucking stuffed crust thing. You think more people would be trying to steal that, Top and Brady part from Mildred. Interesting. And then they always give you the cheese and a really good fucking mustard. And I got to go back and forth between both. Not on the same thing. I'm not an animal. But I'll go, oh, cheese, delicious. And then I'll go, yeah, but I want a little of that spicy mustard too. Oh my goodness. So fucking hungry. I blame Miss Justice in the apple cobbler pie crumb situation. That's what got us all here really starving. Also, I think Raven mentioned eating something before too. That was the beginning of all this. Has more spices in a cobbler and smaller pieces of apple. That sounds convincing. I can't tell if you're scamming me, DJ Shenanigans, or not. Never heard of an apple crumb. Maybe it didn't make it up to past Quebec yet. I don't know. It'll get to you guys eventually. It'll get up there. You're too busy sending us our future SNL stars to worry about what's coming back up the other way. And surprise, surprise, it's an apple crumb. And you're going to love it because it's just like a cobbler, except round, apparently. Apparently, we're talking about the same exact thing. We call it an apple crumb down here. Party City came out and announced that they're just going out of business. They're like, have you heard of the internet? Is anybody surprised that we're still here? This is fucking ridiculous. 40 years in existence, and that fucking Jeff Bezos finally killed them. All stores to close immediately. They announced conveniently 5 days before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to the Party City employees. Everything is just done. New Jersey-based retailer, so we're not entirely sure if this has anything to do with the drones. Maybe they were just looking to see, and we don't even know how many fucking locations. We're gonna go up send the drones up to just take some pictures and find out. Barry Litwin, the company's chief executive officer. Let me tell you something right now. You're never going to win with a guy named Barry Litwin leading the pack. It's just not. When I said Party City was going out of business after 40 years, immediately closing in 5 days, you were sad. And then when I said Barry Litwin, you went, that seems like where the problem started. Well, we put Barry Litwin in charge. Litwin, you're giving Litwin the job? Litwin's a nitwit. Everybody knows that. I think that's how it went. That's how it's going to go when I write the musical. Party City, we hardly knew you. It's going to be we're going to get the guy from, the Birdcage, Nathan Lane. He's going to fucking crush it. It's going to be the Producers 2.0. Anyway, Litwin says, this is without question the most difficult message I've ever had to deliver. I swear to God, I almost don't believe him. I feel like Litwin is Debbie Downer in real life as a CEO. That's how I picture Litwin. I think every company Litwin's ever led, he's had to tell everybody we're closing people. He's just like the angel of death when it comes to CEOs. You bring in Litwin at the end just to close it all out, you know? It's fucking terrible. Oh, look at this. This is a real genuine concern. I worry about having to inflate all my own balloons. That's true. Where are we going to get balloons now? I don't know where you live, but here where we live in New York, there's always a card store that has lots of like Hummel statues and mugs and weird toys that the kids like, and like whatever the trending baseball Magic card, Dungeons and Dragons and Doom, whatever that is. And they also have cigarettes, and they're the Lotto place, you know, and they have balloons for some reason. Like, does everybody have that? Because we all have that. In New York, we all have that. It's just some little store. It's probably close to your supermarket, or it's, and once you get into Queens in the city, we call them bodegas. You can get a chopped cheese there too at some of them, but it's just this weird amalgamate. And it's like they got Hallmark cards, and they survive, right? You can get Party City balloons. You can go to the CVS and Walgreens and get cards, and all those kinds of things. You can get everything they have. Nothing in their store is proprietary. They're mom and pop. It's called like card store. Like, we don't even name these fucking places. It's not like Jim's card store. Like, even like Chinese food places, they have different names. Pizza places, Freddy's, Johnny's, Billy's, Tony's. They have different names. The card stores are just like card store. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. We're just gonna put card store. But it's Anthony's card store. Nobody fucking cares. It doesn't matter. Just shut the fuck up. And then you can go, but I want to call it Cards and More because we have lotto tickets. They'll just shut the fuck up. Just card store. We'll get it. We just know everybody is in on it. And it's these places that you're just like it seems so common to us because it's familiar. But if the aliens came and they were like, I could have sworn there was just going to be a bunch of cards in there. Turns out there's a whole bunch of shit, I got this porcelain monkey holding a wine glass. It's amazing. I didn't think that anybody would have that. If I came here and looked for a porcelain monkey holding a wine glass, I was not going to search the card store. And there's just an angry old, entrepreneurial couple just sitting at the register. They look at each other. They fucking hate each other. They just sit there every day, all day long. And they're like, we should close this. This is bullshit. But they make it decent enough people go. It's not just a business that survives. This whole family is living off of the card store revenue. They're selling lottery tickets and cigarettes and sitting there just hating each other. You ever walk in and they're just like, they look at you because they're like, thank God, a person. And you're like, were you just guys having a huge fight just about how you wound up in this situation? You're like, let's start a business. Great. What are we going to do? I don't know. There's so many things. We could invent something. We could, revolutionize something. And then you just wind up in the card store. You're like, this is not what I was thinking when I went to fucking business. This is not why I took that seminar on QuickBooks to fucking balance the books at the card store. Anyway, Christelle's at a Party City right now. That's amazing. Well, grab what you can because they're fucking out. I think that, and it's weird because they got kind of killed by Spirit Halloween, because that's kind of the big thing you went to Party City for. Besides your kid's stupid birthday, you're like, I need a costume. I'll go to, Party City had all the shit. Now there's all these Spirit Halloween places popping up. Can't have a Party City, lasting. But you would think that there would be enough demand for balloons, and, similarly colored plastic cups, napkins, forks, knives, spoons, tablecloths, hats, crowns, leis, balloons. They had the same. That was Party City's big claim to fame. Like, look at this shade of orange. You could literally get it on anything you want. You just name it, and we have it in that color and all the other colors. And you're like, plastic spoons? And you're like, yeah. And like, what about those weird things that are flat and then you open them up and it's just like a ball that can hang from the ceiling to sort of psychologically convince people they're having a more fun time? You have that too? Yeah, we got that too. Don't you love those things? Those little things you open it up and it just goes from flat to a huge ball and you hang it on the ceiling, and that psychologically signals to people's brains, oh, I'm not just at John's house at 9 o'clock on I was here at John's house on Tuesday. It wasn't that fun, but now it is a party. Everything is still in the same place. I'm still having a beer like I was on Tuesday, but for some reason he got that thing and I had to bring a card with money in it. I don't know how the fuck we got here. He's probably driving over all pissed off. Like, I can't believe I got to fucking drop money just to hang out at John's house again. I was just fucking there Tuesday. Doesn't make any sense. And then you walk in and you see that ball hanging and you're like, okay, I get it. And then you look behind it and you see the sign in that exact same color of orange. And you're like, all right. And then you see the forks and knives are all that same color on a napkin that has the same color on a tablecloth with the same color, which is amazing that you could see basically 4 shapes all in the same shade. You're amazed that you could even pick these things out. But you see that stuff and you go, they really tried hard to make this orange thing work. They must have gone to Party City. This is clearly a big deal, Thank you, Miss Justice. Yes. Oh, Mildred just nails this here. It really sucks. Me and my girls love strolling the stores. Just did it today in a mall, and that is basically all empty. Too sad. Mildred, we're going through that on Long Island. There's one mall because there's only like 5 left, and there's one of them that's kind of closing, I think. And there's like 1 store open, so like they have to have the whole mall open. So people just keep like filming like the empty hallways and like the boarded up stores and everything. It is so sad. It is. It is so genuinely sad. Like it's. I feel like an old person. Like I really do. I feel like one of those just old people. When you grow up and your grandma and grandpa would just tell old stories of the old days, and you were just like, nobody even asked you about this. How did we get on this topic? And everything, they were just harking back to how much better everything was 15 to 20 years ago. Like from the time I was 2 till I was 24, 99% of the conversations I had with my grandma and grandpa were about how much better stuff was before I was here. They're like, you should have been here before you got here and ruined everything. We had a fucking blast all the time. There was an endless amount of those little globe things hanging at parties, all different colors. Shades of orange like you'd never seen before. It was amazing. Can't get that now. And now I feel like that too. It is really, really sad. I tell you what, for as much as people hate the Christmas shopping and the hubbub, I always loved it. Sucks when you're under pressure to deliver for Christmas. I know that could be very pressure filled. I'm doing that right now. I'm going shopping tomorrow. I'm in a little bit of a panic. But great years of Christmas would be like you get all the shopping done. Like I've done this a couple times where I got everything done. I'm like set. And I would still go to the mall like on like the day before Christmas Eve with all the craziness, just to experience being in the middle of all the hubbub, just to see everybody rushing around in packages, and people are worried, yeah, but people are smiling and they're happy and they're buying gifts for other ones. You know, they're eating. There's a fucking Annie Ann's pretzel there. You know, I'm into the Brady part. It's fucking awesome. I would love to go. That was the best ever. That was such a Christmassy kind of a feeling thing to do. But yeah, I mean, just to go, you know, and just stroll the mall, like it is really great. We get to do it every now and then as a family. We did it not too long ago where we're like, yeah, we got to pick up a couple of things. Let's go to the mall. We'll go to the food court. We'll have just a day. You know, it's just one of those days where you go, we don't know, let's go have a day. And we went, and we just strolled and looked and browsed, and it was awesome. Malls were so cool, and there's just no way to make them viable now, you know? There really isn't. I mean, honestly, what they should do is just make them free. You know, I feel like this, you're going to think this is crazy, but follow my logic here. Malls don't exist now because somebody owns the mall and they're charging rent to the stores to be in the mall. The stores can't match against online shopping because they're paying these crazy exorbitant rents to be in the mall. And so that's why they go out of business. If the mall was free to have a store in, you're just paying a couple employees, I think we'd have a lot more malls. How's the mall going to be free, you hippie? Well, you know, we have public parks. Do we not? Like, we have national parks and public parks, you know, things that we all pay taxes towards and the government provides. So we have places to go, beautiful places to go. And yes, a public park, a national park, obviously way more beautiful to go to than a mall, but kind of important and part of a fabric of society that we're all lamenting about is the mall. So would it be the worst thing in the world if we treated a couple of malls like public parks and just built them and maintained them and let the stores come in and sell their goods and everything? I feel like that's not the dumbest idea I've ever had. You know, there's an Annie Ann's. Who wants to charge Annie Ann's money that they can't make money off those delicious pretzels? If you had a choice between my little super liberal hippie plan of having free malls for business corporations and Annie Ann's pretzels, or not having Annie Ann's pretzels ever, what would you choose? I feel like this is an easy choice. I feel like we can get this through this Congress, with Elon Musk bugging it, just by going, hey, don't we all want as much Annie Ann's as we possibly can these days? I think what we need more than ever is Annie Ann's pretzels. The toughest choice I have to make in my life, basically, is do I get the buttery one or should I go cinnamon sugar? You know, am I hungry for something like a meal, or is it time for dessert and get that cinnamon sugar going? So I think the idea of a mall is not that bad. And if you don't want to call it a mall, we can call it an indoor public park, because you can't go to the outdoor ones when it rains, but we'll be able to go to the indoor one. Who's coming with me? Robin, thank you. Robin's coming with me. Pretzels unite. This will be our sign. Pretzels, everybody. Team Brady Pretzels. There we go. We got to stop it. Feels like it's getting out of control. Superman trailer. I saw grown men cry watching the Superman trailer. I can't tell you how many grown men have shown up on my For You page on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, who are like, I don't like trailers, or I don't like Superman, but there's such a buzz behind this. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to film my reaction. And they're all tearing up at the end of the little video clip. Okay? I have seen grown men cry over this fucking Superman trailer. I've not seen anything like it. I'm a huge Superman fan. I have I've done this before. I have just Superman stuff just everywhere. Just everywhere the desk is, covered. Okay? I'm watching Superman. Back to the Future too. I don't know what this says about me. I don't know why I'm showing you all the stupid desk toys. I'm watching the trailer and I go, I didn't cry during the trailer. I cried watching all the grown men cry because I go, I don't think we're supposed to have this much feelings. This seems, I've seen 7 men cry in one day. I've not seen this in my, like, this is nuts, you know, and saw them cry in the mirror. Look at this bitch crying. Oh wait, this isn't my TV. That's my mirror. Oh Jesus. No, but it's crazy to me. But I have to be honest with you. I saw the trailer, and if you haven't seen the trailer, spoiler alert, Superman crashes down, just crashes down to Earth. He's bleeding. We don't really see Superman bleed. And then they start to show Clark Kent, and they're cutting back and forth, you know. So when they go back to him in the snow bleeding, he starts to whistle, and I go, why is Superman whistling? And I go, oh no, they didn't put the stupid dog in the thing. And then the super dog starts running, and I go, oh my God. And then he asks the dog to drag him back to his home. It seemed very dumb to me at the time. I was like, oh my God, people are going to make fun of this like crazy. I go, they put Super Dog in the movie. He's in the first 10 seconds of the trailer. This is going to be an embarrassment. Turns out I was, just like the election, I was wrong about this too. People love the dog. People love Super Dog. Now, I didn't know this, but I did some research on it. And apparently Super Dog has been a thing since the 50s. I thought Super Dog was something they did in the 90s to try and, like, you know, sell more comics. Turns out they tried to sell more comics in the 50s. So I have a little more respect for Super Dog. Super Dog has been around since the 50s. Somebody said that he was the oldest superhero to never be featured in a live action movie. So James Gunn finally put Super Dog in a movie, and apparently all the other Superman nerds are super happy about it. So I've backed off a little bit. I'm like, okay, if everybody's excited, I can feel excited. Because I was excited about the rest of the trailer. The rest of the trailer looks so great. It really feels like a return to the Christopher Reeves Superman. If there's one thing we haven't had is a Christopher Reeves Superman. Henry Cavill was awesome and amazing, but he was so jacked and ripped. You know, all the things, right? Brandon Routh was close to it. That movie was not great, but it was close to it, with everything kind of looking like it was in the 50s. It had a great look to it. But this one, James Gunn has said, I'm going to recreate the feeling that you get when you watch Christopher Reeves as Superman, which was amazing because he wasn't like all jacked or buffed. He was kind of like, you know, tall and lanky and whatever. But you watch Reeves act, and he's like this at Clark Kent. He's like this at Superman. Like, you could just see this guy transform. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And I think that's what he was going for. And you feel that throughout the rest of the trailer. And there's so many other little Easter eggs and things going on. And also the marvelous Miss Maisel, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. I'm sorry, but we couldn't, like, the only way this could have been better is if the girl from King of Queens is in. I can't remember her name anymore, but I love her. That was the only way it could be better, is if we got her in the fucking thing. Because Rachel Brosnahan and Lois Lane, I mean, I couldn't be happier. Like, this is a dream come true. This is a fucking dream come true. So, yeah, the rest of the trailer just looks amazing. So I kind of was like, and I still feel a little like, about the dog part. But once I learned the history of the dog and kind of how cool they make the dog, because I'm like, is the dog going to be in the whole thing? Because that's what I was really worried about. But there really is a lot. There's a lot in this. And what's interesting about James Gunn is it's kind of his this is almost like his specialty, because 10 years ago, nobody gave a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody even knew what it was. People knew Iron Man. People knew Spider-Man for sure. Everybody heard of Captain America. And now all of a sudden we have these group of superheroes called Guardians of the Galaxy that everybody really cares about. And it's all because this guy portrayed them the right way. He looked at the Marvel lexicon and he said, I want to make that movie. And he made it and he crushed it. So there's lots of other characters in the Superman universe, but all people really know is Lex Luthor and Superman. That's it. And he seems like he's going to go ahead and bring all these other little elements up, and I'm there for it. I have to tell you, even if you're like, Ant, I don't give a shit, move on. I'm going to, but I have to tell you, the best part of the Superman trailer, there's a little girl standing, and there's a huge explosion behind her. And in super fast speed, Superman comes in and puts himself between the explosion and her, and like puts his arm around her, and like also simultaneously from behind, like just covers her head, and like ducks himself to just absorb the blast. And that it's like fast and then super slow mo as he's making this move. It's one of the most beautiful shots in a movie I have ever seen. Like, I watched that literally like 8 times. I kept going back and watching that over again. I'm like, this is the perfect frame of a comic book movie. Like, it is so, and it's so Superman too. And then there was also a part of the movie where some guy's like throwing trash at Superman, and Superman's like all dirty and messed up and everything, and he's like walking into a federal building. Leah Remini, thank you. I can't remember fucking Leah Remini's name. If Leah Remini is in this movie, I don't want to be inappropriate, but I might orgasm. It might just happen. I'll be eating popcorn. She'll walk in. I didn't know she's in it. Boom, pop. Because I couldn't take it. Rachel Brosnahan and Leah Remini, stop it now. It's too much. It's too much. If fucking Marissa Tomei walks in, I would die. And that would be a heart attack. That'd be, Anyway, when people turn on Superman, there's something that that pulls you into the story. When you look at those original Christopher Reeves, at one point he got sour. People, I forget what it was, nobody was appreciating, or he was on the run, whatever it was. Even in the Henry Cavill thing, they made it apart. Like, maybe Superman is a bad guy because all these aliens came here and blew all this shit up. Yes, he saved us, but he also kind of brought them on, that kind of shit. Whenever people turn on Superman, and he's got to earn their trust back after he's just been putting his life on the line for these humans just to try and make them be better and know that they're better people, and then they turn on him and he's still got to save them. Oh, it's something so great about that story, Yeah, this is true. Dogs are, and people are loving the fucking dog. They're loving the dog. And the backstory on the dog was James Gunn, the director who also wrote the film, never had a dog. And then he found this stray dog, and he brought him in, and the stray dog was like crazy and nutty, but he cared for him. Fell in love with the dog. And then he started thinking, well, what if this dog had superpowers? And so when he originally took the Superman project, or went for the Superman project, he wasn't envisioning putting the dog in, but the dog that he rescued, he fell in love with so much. He's like, but you know what? We're going to put the fucking dog in the movie. So now the dog is in the movie. Now the dog is in the movie. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy how that all happens. But I'm looking forward to it. The new Superman, July 11th, 2025. Cannot wait. We got a trailer for the trailer, and I can't wait until they put out the second trailer. It looks like it's going to be really, really awesome. And then we're going to get into that place where it's like, I don't know, should I fucking stop watching shit so that it all doesn't get ruined? Because you got to leave something for the, something for the gig. Monday is the last podcast of the year. We'll do the Christmas special on Monday. Join us for a very special episode, and then we'll pack it off and take some time off for the holidays. Of course, I'll be active, as I tend to be when we're off, even more active in the members only area. So if you haven't become a member yet, you can do so by joining, clicking the link in the description below. Become a member. You'll get that exclusive content. We put out that photo that my daughter did to the studio floor the other day. We put that out for everybody on social. So go check that out on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and wherever. That went up on the members only area like 3 days before. So you get stuff first. And sometimes, a lot of the time, I put stuff on the members only area that I don't want publicly. I don't want public people to know about it. So that goes there. So you get a lot of cool, really fun stuff. We'll put some Christmas stuff up there. I want to kind of talk about a favorite holiday ornament. When we get get back on the holiday episode. I'm going to make a list here. Remind me of this. Favorite holiday ornament. Let's see. Favorite holiday ornament we got to do. And then we also got to do tipping. I want to talk about tipping because I heard a tipping thing, which is just crazy. Should I do it on this episode? I'm going to do it on this episode. Forget it. We won't. We could always bring it back up again. Last topic, unless you guys got something you want to discuss, in which case drop it in the live chat. Festivus is also Monday too. Yes, thank you, Robin. Festivus is Monday. Who's still on Whamageddon? Let's get an update there. Mercury was out early on. I was out early on. You know, the link is also at anthonyonair.com to become a member. Thank you, Miss Justice. What breed of dog is it? That's a great question. It's similar to, it's always like a white dog. It's similar to the, how he appears in the comic book, but I don't know. Super dog. Yeah, Crypto the super dog. I don't know what he changed. He took some artistic liberties with the breed. So yeah, see there you could see like some drawings. They also made a movie about it too. That wasn't that long ago with Kevin Hart and these are all like, okay, so this is the Kevin Hart movie one. This guy right here. That's the Kevin Hart movie version of the dog. That's like the cartoon version. Like it always kind of looks like a little bit of a different dog, although it's always a white dog. And I wonder if anybody got like a little screen grab. Oh yeah, this has kind of been released too. Him sitting with the dog. That's the new Superman. James Gunn shared that. I don't know if there's a still of the dog. Oh, here you go. I think this might be it. Yeah, so I think that's it. Oh wait, maybe not. I don't want to give you the wrong impression here. And I got fucking Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River in my head. It's really fucking annoying. By the way, as far as looks go, like the Super Dog movie, I don't know what Super Pets, I think maybe it's called. This is the best looking Superman. The darker red S and the light red S is like killer. I like a 50s kind of that sheen look to it. I love that look on Superman. And they really nail it in the Super Pets movie pretty good. And now it doesn't get nerdier than that. If you're like, it's amazing that you have a wife, isn't it? It's just to say like this kind of Superman. It's such a fucking, just saying that makes you go look at me and go, how does this guy ever get laid? He has 2 kids. It's impossible. You know, the Super Pets was like a big movie too. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. All right, let's see. Super Dog, Crypto, James Gunn. Let's do this. Maybe they'll show the front. Oh, yeah. Here. This is the exact shot from the movie. Yeah, there you go. That's the one. So that's what the new, I don't know what breed that is. I have no, what would you call that? It looks very, oh, and here's James Gunn's. This is the dog that he rescued. So it kind of looks like that. Obviously, he had to make it white. He couldn't change the color. That would totally throw everybody would be confused. But it's like you could play with the breed a little bit because over the course of time, the way it was drawn in the comic book and the way it was in the cartoons and everything, it was always it could have been one of like 4 or 5 dogs, I feel like, you know. Christella is still in. Yeah, you got to survive Christmas Eve. But once you make it to Christmas Day, you can enjoy. Raven was whammed. Oh, I'm still in. I haven't been whammed. Sorry. I'll correct that. I'm still in, haven't been whammed. I got tipped working at a gas station on Christmas once. $100? Wow. That is so surprising. You turned me into Owen Wilson. Wow. $100 working at a gas station? That's awesome. That's a good person. That is a good person. Jesus, that's a good tip. The fact that you got $100 tip and you didn't have to show anything or rub anything, that's pretty amazing. If somebody tipped me $100, I'd be like, I'm not going to show you anything. I'm not going to rub anything. Just so you know, I don't know where you think this is going. It's a lot of money. I'm happy. I'd love to have it, but I'm not pulling anything out or rubbing anything. Okay, or watching anything for that. Let me throw watching in there. I want to make sure watch. I'm not going to do anything. That's it. That's pretty good. Okay, so I go get coffee before, and it's like two girls and a guy behind the counter. The girls are like losing their minds, almost like a celebrity had just walked in. They were so excited. And the one girl asked the other girl, like, how much does he come in? And the guy who had just been like on his way out, I'll give you the long and short of it. Basically, the guy left a tip to the girl because she always works mornings. And she always makes his coffee. And because she said to the other barista, he's here every day at the same time. And so I'm like, oh, I guess. And so I didn't find out what was in the envelope, how much he tipped her, but they were very excited. Very, very excited. Like it had to be more than $20. Like you can't get this 20. I feel like baristas maybe get tipped out like as you go, but to go and give a Christmas tip to a barista, I didn't see that coming. Like I get coffee a lot. I don't necessarily get it from the same person every day, so that I guess makes it a little easier. But even if I did, I would probably be tipping per cup. I don't know if that's like a male person and a garbage person. I don't think that's in that same realm of I have to tip you out at the end of the year. Although that being said, getting that coffee sometimes could be as necessary as getting your garbage collected, you know? So I've never seen that before. I don't know what it was. I wanted to ask, like, how much did he tip you? Because it was so bombastic and loud in the whole store. Like everybody was like looking to see what had happened. Could it probably $50? Even if he gave $50 or $100 to go back in and tip your barista that you see every day, it's kind of a crazy baller move. Again, I don't know if I would be doing that, even if I got great service every day. Not to sound like a jerk or cheap or anything, but it would never occur to me. You know, it's nice, it's awesome and amazing. It would just never occur to me. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, how many people do I interact with like on a daily basis that help me or provide a service for me? And I don't give them a tip at the end of the year. But for some reason, the mailman and the garbage man, it's like a necessity. Those are like no-brainers. You have to do those. You know, what's super weird about it is I'll give a tip to the mailman. You know, you leave that in the box. Hey, thanks for a great year. I don't read any of my mail. And yet the UPS driver and the FedEx driver that come to my house every day and drop off an Amazon box, they ain't getting shit. We have not caught up to the times as far as tipping goes. If you don't get an Amazon package more often than you actually read your mail, you're lying to yourself. You might get mail every day, but you never read it every day. I don't know about you, but I literally Cuddles and I go once every 2 weeks. We crack open that mailbox and go, what the fuck is in here? We have gotten notes from the mailman like, hey, you can come to the post office and pick up your shit. There's literally no room anymore. You haven't gone to your mailbox in months. We have gotten those notes. I shit you not. Yet I'm going to leave a tip for the mailman or mailwoman. I don't know what I have. Yet the UPS guy that I know actually by name and quite enjoy from our interactions together because he's always coming around dinner time, he's going to get shit. He's not going to get anything. And you can't pull away a tip from the postal service. You can't pull away a government tip and give to a private sector tip. That's not called for. That's not going to happen. I just remembered I met someone last night. I asked if he was from the East Coast, New Jersey. He said, yeah. I said, is your name Paulie? He said, no, Anthony. I said, awesome, man. Alicia had a great thing, or glory holing anything. That's true. You can't look at anything, rub anything, take anything out, or glory hole anything for a tip. It kind of feels like that's, but I love tipping somebody who's not expecting a tip, especially now too, because you go in and you get like you pick up like fast food, or even the coffee thing a little bit. Sometimes you just you get a coffee, they pour it, and they've brewed it already, they pour it, put the cap on, then they spin the little thing around. They just go, sign that, would you like to leave a tip? And I know I know a lot of them are great, they're not expecting it, that little screen comes up no matter what, but it's like kind of everybody is looking for a tip these days. And we're just not tipping. I don't think we're tipping some of the people we need to be tipping. But I've never seen that before, tipping a barista, like going out of your way to go, I got to stop in at night. I got to stop in at night and leave a tip. That's great, though. Who doesn't love getting a tip? A little bonus at the end of the year. Oh, my God. Is there anything better? Is there anything better? Just get a little extra. Oh, whoa. What's this? Do what you need to do. Take care of things. It's fucking great. That's what they were saying with all this government shutdown talk. Oh my God, they're like, these federal employees, they're not going to get paid. They're still going to have to work. They've already emptied their savings. Somebody like some governor or somebody like, they already emptied their savings out. It's like, how do you know? What the fuck are you talking about? How do these people empty I know people spend a lot of money around this time of year, but that's like a whole other thing. My parents are up here and visiting, and they're like, they were losing their mind. They're like, do you fucking believe? My father is like, you fucking believe this? This Elon, I didn't even know who the fuck Elon Musk was till 5 minutes ago. Now this son of a bitch is running the planet. I swear to God, the fuck goddamn Republican. And he was just going. It's going to be fine. I locked myself in the studio today. I'm like, it's going to be fine. He's like, yeah, but you're not upset about it. I go, no, they're going to figure it out before the day's over. They're going to figure it out. And sure enough, they did. By the way, I went to Elon Musk's Twitter, and I'm like, how is he I'm sure he's acting like he did something here. He's playing this off like he did. I don't know if you saw this, but I go to Elon's Twitter, and there's a photograph. I don't know how real this is. Okay. I want to put that out there to everybody. This could be total horseshit, one-sided, whatever. But this Eric Dougherty put this tweet out, and basically he's saying that this huge stack of paper on the left was the bill to keep the government going for another 3 months before Elon said anything, and then what they actually passed was this. And so they're saying that Elon legit saved the day today. I don't know if this is true. It's so new right now, and everybody's just getting through, like, they're going to read through this stuff at the time that we're doing the episode here. There's not really even opinions out yet on if this is real or not, or true, or, we do have to thank Elon or we don't have to thank Elon. But this is what they're saying right now. I mean, if it is true, it is certainly interesting, because you got to think, well, is this a better way? Obviously, it looks like savings. If it's less paper, it looks like savings. It doesn't necessarily mean that's true. Again, I don't know. But my dad was like not having it. He was like, this son of a bitch, I swear to God, fucking thing. And every time the fucking Republican made the thing, and oh my God, he was like, put on MSNBC for me. Like, maybe you should just watch some episodes of This Old House. Oh, I just spend the day. It feels like I did This Old House kind of day. I'm like, you're going to aggravate yourself, and, your heart and the whole thing. And you go, yeah, no, God fucking damn it. It's not me. I'm not doing it. They're fucking, I go, yeah, but you're watching it. I go, how about this? Why don't you and I spend the day rewatching the 2-minute and 28-second Superman trailer? We could just do that back to back to back. We can watch it literally for 600 times instead of watching MSNBC. And I thought that was a good idea. You know, I thought that was a really good idea. He didn't like it. He didn't like it. Look at Robin's like, your dad's right. Hey, Robin's like, I want to hang out with your dad. I've just decided I'm not going to let the political climate bother me. You know, I just don't really have time for it. Like today, I could have been spent the whole day. I'd listened to a little bit of MSNBC as I was running around the house, you know, because it was on like at level 400. The guy can't hear anything anymore. My father, I love him to death, but he needs a fucking hearing aid. Which is amazing too, because I don't know if you've watched cable news these days, but anything from like 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock is nothing but hearing aid commercials. They just go to commercial break and it's hearing aid followed by reverse mortgage followed by some fucking Medicare thing. And that's every commercial break on cable in the middle of the fucking day. Anyway, he was just, you know, he had to turn up to $1 billion and they're going back and forth and what people think and what could happen and what can happen to this happen and what can happen to that happen. And I'm just like, I'm exhausted. I can't. I'd rather watch the Griswold Christmas for the millionth time. You know, I can't put myself through it again. And listen, I don't want to discourage anybody. If there's a news story, we're going to talk about it. You know, but we just hit it so hard during the election. I mean, I feel like we need a breather. You know, I feel like we need a little bit of a breather. Oh, the other thing is I go to Twitter too, and I think this was a joke. Again, I got so disgusted. I just couldn't deal. People were like, wait, Joe Biden is still the president? I'm like, no, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta know that election day is not the day the winner takes over. Like there were some people, and some of them were clearly jokes, but some of them I'm looking at, I'm going, this is not a joke. There are some people that are like, wait, Joe Biden is still president. And they were literally stunned, have no idea that the president doesn't get inaugurated until January 20th, which is one of the most interesting facts of when you look at the founding fathers literally wrote the Constitution to be as flexible as possible. They carefully chose every single word so that it could be interpreted for generations and generations to come. They split the balance of power so that one side could propose what they thought the Constitution meant, and then they'd have that Supreme Court there to confirm or deny and make a ruling on it. The flexibility built into the Constitution of the United States of America is the second most unbelievable part of that document outside of the document itself. Its ability to just evolve over time is literally as beautiful as a piece of artwork or a sunset, and yet the founding fathers went January 20th as the date, and shan't be changed. It's January 20th. I don't give a shit. Oh, it's going to be at the Capitol. It's freezing there. Who gives a fuck? We're putting an exclamation point. There's only one exclamation point in the whole Constitution. It's there, and it will be held on January 20th. Fucking exclamation point. The fact there was two until that goddamn John Adams told Jefferson to just take it out. He's like, this is a little unnecessary. Take it out. That son of a bitch control freak. Anyway, it's they went 3 branches of government. Everything's a bunch of vague shit. January 20th presidential inauguration. So if you don't know that, you should be caught up in the first round of deportations, no matter where you were born. Even if you were born here in New York City, in the United States of America, as the clock struck 2 at noon on the 4th of July, you should be deported if you don't know that January 20th is the inauguration every year, no matter what. Well, every 4 years. Less than that if somebody's killed. But no, actually, that's not even true. You get inaugurated in. You got to go you got to re-up on the 20th. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. All right, we put an hour 90 in. An hour 30 in, sorry. Strong 90. I like it. I feel good about it. Halfway decent show going into the Christmas spectacular. Considering that there really was not a lot of huge news stories today and we weren't going to do the whole government shutdown thing, I think we did all right. Besides the overwhelming tardiness of this episode, both from the episode, the podcast itself, which, by the way, have you noticed how 8:30 has become 9 o'clock all of a sudden? I apologize for that, but the whole daylight savings time is fucking me up. That and also hockey practice. Can't be a dad and a podcast host at the same time. It's very hard. So, but fear not, I'm thinking about getting rid of the kids instead of the podcast for 2025. We'll see how it goes. Thought it was a great episode. Thought it was a good, fun show. Appreciate everybody. Oh, look at that. See, Robin we don't even need to do it individually. He just wiped it all out like a prophet, like a saint, like one of those people that does this and a whole bunch of great stuff happens. That's what he just did. Gave everybody a hall pass for the table, hall pass for the table all around. Have a great weekend, everybody. If things get crazy in the shopping tomorrow, I'll put it up in the members only area. That'll be a fun little thing that we can share. Back Monday, last episode of 2024. That's right. Christmas Spectacular. Come on over. We'll have a good time together. Break some bread here on the old podcast airwaves before we go off into the sunset and the holidays.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.